In today's video, we're going to look at how to multiply and divide fractions. We're going to start with multiplying fractions because it's very easy to do. What you need to do first is combine your two fractions into one big fraction. Here you can see I've written the 2 and the 4 on the top of the denominator. That's the top of the line because that's where they go, and the 3 and the 5 on the bottom. And all I've done is multiply those numbers together. 2 times 4 is 8 and 3 times 5 is 15. It doesn't really get any more difficult than that. It's very easy to do. If we look at 6 over 7 times 8 over 9, I'm going to do exactly the same thing with a twist this time. So I've got 6 times 8 on top and 7 times 9 on the bottom. But this time, before I multiply, I'm going to look at what I can simplify. I can see that 6 and 9 are both divisible by 3. So I'm going to divide them both by 3, cross them out and write my answer. So 6 divided by 3 is 2, that's why I've written a little 2, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. Now all I need to do is multiply 2 by 8 and 7 by 3 and I have my answer, 16 over 21. Not difficult. You can only simplify fractions like that if you can cross off a number on the top and the bottom. Now if I look at this one, 4 over 5 times 35 over 22. There's a lot of large numbers there and I don't really want to multiply them all, so I'm going to try and simplify them first. So again at the top I've got 4 times 35, 5 times 22, and if I look closely, some of those numbers simplified. I can see that 5 and 35 are both divisible by 5. So if I cross them out, 5 divided by 5 is 1, 35 divided by 5 is 7. And in the same way, I can simplify 4 and 22 by dividing them both by 2 to get 2 and 11. Now my question is simply 2 times 7 and 1 times 11. So I should have 14 over 11. And if you want to write that as a mixed number, you can. It is 1 and 3/11. In this next example, we're going to look at how to multiply integers with fractions. If you don't already know, an integer is a whole number. So we're just multiplying whole numbers by fractions. It's very easy to do. All you do is multiply the top of the fraction by the whole number. You do not multiply the bottom. So 8 times 2/3 is 8 times 2 over 3, or 16 over 3. For 6 times a half, you can simplify that a little bit before you multiply, because both 6 and 2 are divisible by 2. So if I divide them both by 2, I'll end up with 3 times 1 over 1, which is the same as 3. In much the same way, 12 times 3/4, I'm multiplying the top of the fraction only, not the bottom. So I've got 12 times 3 over 4, and again, this one can be simplified a little bit first. Both 12 and 4 are divisible by 4. So if I divide them both by 4 first, I'll have 3 times 3 over 1, which is, of course, 9 over 1, or just 9. Okay, so what we're going to do now is look at how to divide fractions with each other. Dividing fractions is actually a very easy thing to do as well. There's no dividing involved whatsoever. What you need to do is flip the second fraction only upside down and change the divide to a times, as you can see in this video in front of you. So I've changed 4 over 5 into 5 over 4. I've changed the dividing into a times, and I'm multiplying in exactly the same way I did at the start of the video. So 2 over 3 divided by 4 over 5 is the same as 2 over 3 times 5 over 4. And then 2 times 5 on top, 3 times 4 on the bottom. You can simplify the 2 and the 4, and you end up with 5 over 6 eventually. If we try another example, 15 over 7 divided by 20 over 9. What I'm going to do is turn the second fraction upside down and change the divide to a times. So 15 over 7 times 9 over 20 is what I'm actually doing. From there, you do the same as before. 15 times 9 goes on top, and on the bottom is 7 times 20. Now, you can simplify this before you multiply. 15 and 20 are both divisible by 5. So if I divide that by 5, I get a 3. 20 divided by 5 is 4. And now the numbers are a bit easier to work out. So you're doing 3 times 9, which is 27, divided by 7 times 4, which is 28. And for our final example, I'm going to use slightly bigger numbers. 100 over 33 divided by 90 over 22. Exactly the same as before. Turn the second fraction upside down and multiply. So we're doing times 22 over 90. And again, as before, as we've done with every example all the way through this video, simplify it before you multiply. Look for things that you can simplify down on the top and on the bottom. Now on the top and the bottom, I can see 190 will go together and 33 and 22 will go together. If I divide both of those by 11, 22 divided by 11 is 2, and 33 divided by 11 is 3. In much the same way, 190 can both be divided by 10. So now my question is a lot easier to answer. It's simply 10 times 2 over 3 times 9. 10 times 2 is, of course, 20. 3 times 9 is 27, and that's it. Thanks for watching. Please make sure you click like and subscribe.